Tonight on 11 at 11, we're tracking breaking news in Foster. Our ABC6 news crew is on the scene of a fire at a home on Plainfield Pike in Foster. Looks like firefighters have already put it out. Our camera is capturing them assessing the damage. Water pouring out onto the street. Police have that section of the road blocked off for the time being. Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated on this story on our website, abc6.com. The day after Christmas, 16 people are left without a home after a fire ripped through an apartment building in Central Falls earlier today. Thanks so much for joining us tonight, Southern New England. I'm Tiffany Murphy.
Well, about 16 tenants of this apartment building behind me won't be sleeping here tonight after a fire sent them into the cold earlier this afternoon. But one tenant we spoke with says she believes she knows what happened and who's responsible. How was your Christmas?
Oh, it's very good. I passed with my family, so today is a bad day for me. My house is in fire.
The most wonderful time of the year turned tragic in a matter of hours for Carmen Rodriguez and 15 others living in this Central Falls apartment. Just after 12 o'clock in the afternoon, this Cowden Street building caught fire on the third floor.
At the alarm sound, I put my coffee on the table and run away.
While the cause has yet to be determined, Rodriguez says the fire started in a third-floor unit right above her apartment, the same unit that's had a leaking heater that she believes started the fire, and says it's an issue that's been brought to the landlord's attention but hasn't been fixed.
And smell gas every time he called to the company to check it out, but the company say, you talk to your landlord to repair that, and never do it.
They could have been, old and in need of repair. We're not sure yet, but we will have people investigate.
ABC6 spoke with the landlord off camera, but he declined to comment. Rodriguez and the 15 others displaced are receiving temporary assistance from the Red Cross, but are still looking for a long-term solution to fill the void this holiday season.
No have the house. No have my wife, no have come to my family. I try, to stay in calm, but it's not easy.
And once we have an exact cause of this fire, we'll be sure to update you on air and online at abc6.com. In Central Falls, Hector Molina, ABC6 News.
Now to an ABC6 News update. We've now learned that one person was killed in a house fire on Kenyon School Road in Richmond Sunday night. Fire crews responded to the Christmas Day blaze. They were able to knock it down quickly. That victim's name, though, not being released. The cause of that fire still being investigated. Firefighters in Haverhill, Massachusetts, forced to use river water to put out a fire there. This morning, heavy flames and smoke were pouring out of this home on Coffin Ave. Now, according to officials at the scene, the hydrant firefighters would have used to put out the fire was completely frozen, so they had to draw water from the nearby Merrimack River. Everyone did make it out safely. The cause of that fire still being looked into, but investigators think it might have started from an electrical issue with a hot tub. A hero has fallen in Connecticut. A firefighter killed while battling a house fire in North Haven early this morning. According to officials there, a man down call was issued after they encountered heavy smoke in the house. 46-year-old Matthias Wirtz was taken to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead. Wirtz was a 22-year veteran at the department with several letters of accommodation. Wirtz also one of the first responders on scene during the September 11th attacks in New York City. New tonight at 11 o'clock, a mother in New Hampshire now facing felony charges after giving birth to her baby in the middle of the woods. Police in Manchester say they responded to the call just after 12:30 last night, saying that mother lied about where she was keeping the child. Police eventually found the baby boy in a tent with no heat in 18-degree weather.
Was the baby crying?
Not that I'm aware of.
Was the baby wrapped?
No. No.
So a naked baby in a tent?
An exposed baby in a tent, yes. In cold temperatures. It was hard for our crews to deal with.
That child was taken to the hospital and thankfully is in good health. His 26-year-old mother is being charged with felony reckless conduct and endangering the welfare of a child. In consumer news tonight at 11 o'clock, the minimum wage in Massachusetts will be $15 an hour beginning January 1st, all part of a law passed back in 2018 that increased the minimum wage 5 times over 5 years. Next week's raise is the final increase in the bill. Tipped workers are also seeing a wage increase to $6.75 an hour.
840,000 workers, about 1 out of 4 Massachusetts workers have gotten an increase sometime one or more of these times over the last 5 years.
But the minimum wage increase, about 5.3%, doesn't quite keep up with the national rate of inflation, which is at 7.1%. So minimum wage workers will actually end up with less spending power than last year. The holidays are the biggest time for spending, but with an economy that's been fighting inflation for months on end, how do consumers fare in the stores? ABC 6 News reporter Daniel Coates went to track down that answer.
Looks like a lot of the inflation problem is behind us.
Victor Matheson, professor of economics at Holy Cross, correctly predicted this would be a booming shopping season for the country, as the nation saw a 7.6% increase in holiday sales with Christmas now in the rearview mirror. Despite inflation on goods in 2022, Matheson believes the increase in revenue is a bright spot for all in 2023.
So it's generally a good thing, right? Because it's both a signal that the average consumer has money, so that's good for you as a consumer. It also means that businesses are selling a lot of goods and services, which is good for you as an employee.
According to Matheson, the increased cash flow is a sign of improving supply chain issues stemming from both Ukraine and the pandemic. And now consumers with cash in their pockets, a likely improved economy as well in 2023 when it comes to gas, groceries, and daily goods for Southern New Englanders.
There's no obvious reason why the current much lower prices, again, prices are about the same today as they were a year ago. There's no reason to think that those lower prices are going to start skyrocketing again like we saw last year.
And as the Christmas season comes to a close, Matheson believes this year's success reflects the strong labor market, saying now is the time to look for work or request wage increases, but to ultimately remain fiscally conservative heading into this new year.
If you and I were having this conversation with your viewers about what's the economy going to look like, and we were having this conversation back in December 2019, right, 3 years ago, none of us would have been talking about a global pandemic leading to the biggest economic downturn that any economist can remember in their lifetimes.
In Providence, I'm Daniel Coates, ABC 6 News.
It's time now for a check of our forecast. Here's Storm Tracker meteorologist Kelly Bates.
Well, conditions are quiet, and we are seeing a couple clouds roll in as we hit the overnight time frame, overlooking the bay toward downtown Providence. We're in fact expecting temperatures tomorrow that should top where we topped today. After all, 33 at TF Green is, well, nearly 10 degrees cooler than average for our high temperature for today. We topped out at 31 in Newport and Coventry and Smithfield, even made it up to 30 in Westerly. Never made it out of the 30s out by Worcester. Here's a look at our satellite and radar, and again, you can see the clouds that are in place, and up close you can see some snow showers over the Berkshires, but we're not expecting any of them here as we do the overnight time frame. In fact, we're just looking at a good deal of clouds. By the time we get to sun up time, the sun will definitely be shining and should help clear out any of that cloudiness through the course of the earlier morning hours. Of course, we do have warmer temperatures in store, and I'll tell you when you can expect those coming up in just a couple minutes.
At least 56 people are dead after this weekend's catastrophic storm all across the U.S., marking this blizzard as the deadliest in areas like Western New York in at least 50 years. Here's ABC's Alexis Christoforous.
Recovery efforts are underway in Western New York after nearly 50 inches of snow fell over 3 days. Thousands are trapped on the roads and in their homes with streets buried. New York State Police are assisting with snow removal.
The city of Buffalo is impassable in most areas, while mains may have a lane open for emergency traffic or two. Most secondaries as well as side streets have not been touched yet.
And unfortunately for the region, more snow is in the forecast for tonight and tomorrow. New York Governor Kathy Hochul spent the night in Buffalo.
We have been through a lot of wars together, and this blizzard is the one for the ages. Certainly it is the blizzard of the century.
Hochul says the National Guard has been deployed. The Erie County Sheriff's Office has sent its deputies out to deliver medical supplies and ferry doctors and nurses to hospitals. One mother was stranded in her home for more than 15 hours without electricity for her son's ventilator. She and her fiancé had to give the child manual breaths just to keep him alive. They were eventually rescued after a group of strangers dug out the family.
He is breathing, his machine is on, and we are doing great. And you're a major blessing, you know? That's how he got his name. He is a fighter.
With months to go before the end of winter, Buffalo has already surpassed its normal snowfall average for the entire season. Alexis Christoforous, ABC News, New York.
Here in southern New England, that storm causing damage all along the coastline. Massive waves flooded streets. Some businesses even had to shut down just before the Christmas holiday. ABC 6 News anchor Olivia DeRocha reports from Narragansett.
I spoke with the manager of the Coast Guard House on Monday. He tells me thankfully the damage was not nearly as bad as what it could have been. The main damage they saw was to these igloos on the porch.
Not going to beat the ocean. Ever, never. But you can prepare for it.
The Coast Guard House in Narragansett all cleaned up and running since Friday's heavy rain and strong winds that whipped through southern New England.
Between 5 and 7 o'clock in the morning, all the water, all the ocean started going over the seawall here in Narragansett, and that's when you have to worry. So we did incur a little bit of flooding inside, but not to be unexpected.
Manager Fred Curry says the main damage they saw was to the igloos on the patio, which was to be expected in a storm just like this. So in advance, they moved one just in case.
Down, because that's directly where the ocean is. The other ones we left, and they sustained a little bit of damage. Basically, the ocean moved them against the restaurant.
The Coast Guard is no stranger to storms, partially why Curry believes the restaurant escaped as little damage as possible.
Construction after Superstorm Sandy wiped out the bottom floor helped us out because all of the columns of the restaurant, all the walls are reinforced with steel now so they can incur the ocean.
In Narragansett, Olivia DeRocha, ABC.
You count down on New Year's Eve? Count on GMA to be rockin' with Mr. Rockin' Eve himself, Ryan Seacrest Live, and Jesse James Decker. The rockin'est New Year's Eve ever kicks off this week on Tell 'em Ryan.
Good morning, America.
Look around your house. Home is more than just eating, sleeping, and sitting. Play some pool, air hockey, have some friends over. So now, come look around our house. Experience the choices at Jordan's.
Hi, I'm attorney Stephen Dennis. Is your employer telling you that you can't treat with your own doctor when you get injured? Is your employer not providing you with a memorandum of agreement? Don't get confused. Don't get tied down. Don't get buffaloed. Don't get steered the wrong way. Call me now before it's too late. 401-595-4571. That's my personal cell line. 401-595-4571. Protect yourself. Call me now.
It's like the Avengers have arrived.
I'm here to have some fun.
The buzziest late show on Hollywood Boulevard. Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Is there anything he won't brag about?
This is Todd. And this is Sarah.
She's leaving for Paris.
But this isn't your classic holiday rom-com. It's a Nissan Avantage.
Seriously?
Featuring the Nissan Rogue. And more standard power than a CR-V.
This is a love emergency.
Don't let true love or these offers get away.
Get a low $199 per month lease on the 2023 Nissan Altima.
Make your space the place to be. Enjoy each moment and create memories with friends and family. And now, get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the fun at Jordan's.
I feel safer when you're in the building.
Over 10,000 stars.
History making.
5 U.S. presidents.
The funny man.
Yes. And 20 years of explosive, iconic, heartfelt.
You sure about that?
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
Everybody down! Big robbery!
Starting January 3rd, The Rookie moves to Tuesdays, and they're teaming up with the feds for an action-packed crossover event.
What happened?
A heist crew got away with a list of our undercover agents currently in the field.
This suspect should be considered extremely dangerous.
Into chaos we all go.
The lives of hundreds of undercover agents are depending on us.
The Rookie crossover event starts Tuesday, January 3rd at 8, 7 Central on ABC.
In national news tonight at 11 o'clock, 3 buses full of migrants dropped outside the home of Vice President Kamala Harris. Aid workers in D.C. say more than 100 people, including children, were left outside in record-breaking cold. The White House immediately blaming Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Texas has bused more than 15,000 migrants since April to D.C., New York, and Philly, along with Chicago.
It's been so cold that people, I step outside and they say, please, let me in, even if they're standing room only. I don't even have to find a place on the floor to sleep as long as you just allow me to come in.
The mass relocation of migrants, all part of a political battle as Republican-led states protest the Biden administration's attempt to end a Trump-era policy. It's known as Title 42, and it allows migrants to be expelled from the country without being able to claim asylum. The fate of that policy currently in the hands of the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, in Washington state, more than 14,000 people left in the dark after officials say 4 power substations were vandalized intentionally. The search for suspects continued tonight. Here's ABC's Zoreen Shah.
Officials are urgently searching for a suspect or suspects who vandalized 4 substations, creating a Christmas nightmare for 14,000 utility customers in Washington state.
Just a really terrible way to welcome everybody to Christmas morning.
Many without power for much of the holiday.
And I'm very much not happy that I can't entertain my child with all the Christmas gifts he got.
And at one of the substations, officials say they arrived and found a fire that was intentionally set. At others, they said there was a forced entry and equipment that was vandalized that created a power outage. Authorities say it's unclear if this was a coordinated attack on the grid. There have been a slew of other attacks on power stations across the nation. Earlier this month, 2 electrical substations were attacked in North Carolina, knocking out power to 100,000 residents, prompting officials to declare a state of emergency. Authorities say no one has been arrested in the attacks.
No motivation. Nobody's group has stepped up to acknowledge or accept that they're the ones that done it. So, yeah, I call them cowards.
And then there were 6 separate attacks on substations in Washington and Oregon in recent weeks, including Thanksgiving Day. Though authorities have not said anything about the motive on the recent attack in Washington state, earlier this year the Department of Homeland Security warned that domestic extremists could target the power grid. Zoreen Shah, ABC News Los Angeles.
Another blow to women's rights in Afghanistan, this time targeting aid workers. Non-governmental organizations across the country have been ordered to stop their female employees from coming into work, warned that if they don't comply, they'll lose their licenses. Women's rights have been a target since the Taliban took over back in August of last year. Just last week, the Taliban suspended university education for all women. Now to the war in Ukraine. Russia's military says it shot down a Ukrainian drone today near a Russian airbase, killing 3 of its own soldiers in the process. Now the attack comes after the Kremlin unleashed a series of brutal strikes on Ukraine during the Christmas weekend. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
The war in Ukraine reaching beyond the front lines. New surveillance video shows an explosion Monday near Engels Air Base, deep inside Russia. Russia's military says 3 of its servicemen died after it shot down a Ukrainian drone, an apparent display of Ukraine's ability to use long-range weapons. Kyiv not directly taking credit for the strike, but calling it a consequence of the invasion. As Russia continues its attacks across Ukraine, President Vladimir Putin now says he's willing to negotiate peace. U.S. officials have warned that claim is empty, as long as the Kremlin continues its indiscriminate strikes.
Fundamentally, right now, Russia has shown no interest in meaningful diplomacy, in meaningfully engaging to bring this war to an end.
Amid Russia's strikes on Ukraine's energy infrastructure, many Ukrainians spending Christmas in the dark, but unwavering in their grit and resolve. This monument in the southern city of Mykolaiv, protected with sandbags and decorated like a Christmas tree. At one subway station, the sound of air sirens drowned out by Christmas carols.
Ukraine's foreign minister says his government is aiming for a peace summit by the end of February at the United Nations. He also says that Russia should be banned from the UN Security Council. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
No question we had a colder than average day, but the exact numbers kind of drive home the point of just how much colder than average we got today. So a look at our almanac will show that we started at 17, where typically we would begin at 25, and we made it all the way up to 33. Where on average we would top out in the lower 40s. The records will remain in the books for another year. Your record high of 63 was set in 1982, and your record low was set 2 years prior to that one of 3 degrees below zero from 1980. Sunrise time this morning was at 7:12. Your sunset is now after 4:20. It's at 4:21 now, and here are your precipitation stats. We are running much higher than average by about 1.5 inches, even a little bit more than that. Taking a look at the week ahead, just your preview, what you can expect. We are going to find warmer temperatures, and we're also going to find dry conditions. So we're going to be sunny or mostly sunny right through Friday. We should see the warm trend take us into the 50s by the time we get to Friday, which means on Wednesday, that's when we turn the corner and start to bring average temperatures back to southern New England. And just looking to next weekend and really into next year, we are expecting New Year's Eve to be rainy, about 45 to 47 during the time of the ball drop. And it will be rainy too. Rain will likely continue into New Year's Day as well, with mostly cloudy skies. So we do have conditions that will be changing, and for the warmer. Our satellite radar shows some clouds that have moved in, and they'll be with us as we go through the overnight, and even some precipitation off toward the Berkshires in southern Vermont. But we're not expecting that here. In fact, as we go through the morning, we're expecting an area of high pressure that's well to our southwest to move in, take charge, and give us a decent amount of sunshine. And in fact, it's that area of high pressure that is going to be delivering us some pretty decent conditions, not only for Tuesday, but as we look into Wednesday as well. So we do have some neat conditions coming our way. It's just we're going to have to wait for the warm air to accompany this sunshine. So yes, we will find tomorrow with sunshine. Your planner shows we'll start at 22, another cold one ahead. And then once we hit the noontime hours, we should improve to about 35 to 36 for our daytime high. So technically warmer than today, but only by a few degrees. Your late commute, if you are indeed commuting, will be around 33 degrees, but at least it will be dry. Looking ahead to your New Year's celebrations, look for basically rain. Mostly cloudy skies, rain, nothing frozen though. Temperatures will be in the 40s, so that will ensure that we stay liquid instead of frozen as we welcome in our new year. Wow, can't believe we're here already. But we still have a couple days to go. For tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Look for your low near 22. Winds will be light, so the wind chill factor won't be as much of a factor. And as we look to tomorrow, your Tuesday will feature sunshine, but cold temperatures. But again, this is the last of the real cold stuff, because starting Wednesday, we bring temperatures back to average. And Thursday, we exceed those numbers, creeping closer to 50. And by Friday, we should be there. And perhaps the best news of all is that once we get into the 50s, we stay there. And the 50s take us right into the new year.
Could the Patriots quarterback be facing a penalty from the NFL? We'll tell you about the play the league is looking over, and that has Mac Jones in a little bit of trouble. Plus, PC Friar fans happy to hear some recognition Monday for one of the heroes in last week's double OT win over Marquette. We'll tell you about that and more coming up next in sports.
Want to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy New Year.
Michael Severin survived 5 tours of duty, but he did not survive 5 months of marriage to Wendy Davidson.
When you do interviews like this, you always wonder what it's going to be like looking into the eyes of a killer. But Wendy doesn't look or act like any of the killers I've talked to.
Why did you decide to do this first network interview?
2020 True Crime.
Then the bombshell.
Turns out that dead men do tell tales. Friday on ABC.
Have you been in an accident and feel like your life is spinning out of control? Call the Road Lawyer.
I'm attorney Larry Signori, the Road Lawyer, the lawyer that comes to you.
The Road Lawyer, 401-273-3000.
You know what's really interesting? Our customers are just so surprised Bridget didn't recommend just the most expensive mattress. That's because she recommends a series of mattresses that'll fit you at different prices. Come in and meet Bridget.
Oh, that's normal. Wow.
This holiday season, get 2.9% APR for 48 months plus $500 Trade Assist cash on a new 2023 Forte.
Eve magic is in the air from the happiest place on earth to Times Square. Join me and my co-hosts Billy Porter, Sierra, D-Nice, Jesse James Decker, Liza Koshy, and Rosalind Sanchez as we ring in the new year live from New York.
With performances by Dove Cameron, Duran Duran, Faruko, Halle Bailey, J-Ho, New Edition, Wiz Khalifa, and so many more.
It's time to celebrate 2023. Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest live on ABC.
Hey, Mario Lopez here, and this is Access Hollywood.
Hey, I'm Mario Lopez, and this is Access Hollywood.
Yeah, still gonna need to see your ID if you want your car back.
No way!
Mario has access almost everywhere.
Access Hollywood, weeknights at 7 on ABC6.
Everybody down! Big robbery!
Starting January 3rd, The Rookie moves to Tuesdays, and they're teaming up with the feds for an action-packed crossover event.
What happened?
A heist crew got away with a list of our undercover agents currently in the field.
This suspect should be considered extremely dangerous.
Into chaos we all go.
Lives of hundreds of undercover agents are depending on us.
The Rookie crossover event starts Tuesday, January 3rd at 8, 7 Central on ABC.
Good evening. Hope everyone enjoyed the weekend and the holiday. The New England Patriots didn't have the Christmas Eve or the Christmas miracle they were hoping for. And now the team's quarterback may be getting a not-so-great gift from the NFL in the form of discipline. On a play in Saturday's loss to the Bengals, which ended up being called an incomplete pass, Pats QB Mac Jones went low on a block of Cincinnati's Eli Apple. The Cincy corner took issue with the play after the fact, and now the league reportedly looking over the play and is set to fine Jones. A report Monday night by Pro Football Talk saying New England's signal caller will have to pay up just over $11,000. He'll be delivered a letter Tuesday or Wednesday with the dollar amount to give up. Mac was on WEEI radio in Boston Monday afternoon and had this to say about the play.
Just kind of went down in front of him and trying to stop a fast guy from getting to another fast guy. So just a split-second decision, and there's a lot that goes into it. You're out there trying to compete, and it's a physical game, so just trying to help the team win and have all the respect for Eli and the Bengals. They played a great game, so there's no hard feelings and definitely no intention to hurt anybody on that play.
The Pats' next play Sunday, New Year's Day at 1 o'clock, hosting the Dolphins. Something to keep an eye on for that game. Miami QB Tua Tagovailoa going into concussion protocol Monday, a day after he threw 3 interceptions in the second half in a loss to the Packers. So his availability is up in the air for the Fish in an important game in Foxborough this coming weekend. The Boston Celtics had a good Christmas holiday. You saw the C's win over the Milwaukee Bucks right here on ABC6, 139-118. Jason Tatum scoring 41 points, including the poster dunk on Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's the second most points scored on Christmas Day by a Celtic in a game, only behind the great Tommy Heinsohn. For the C's, too, it represented a nice response to the recent slump by the team, taking down the Bucks, who had the second-best record in the league coming into the day. A good win, putting the defending Eastern Conference champs back on track.
It's fun. It's fun playing on national TV. It's fun playing on Christmas. And those matchups are fun. You get to play against, the other best players, and it just raises your level of play. And in the competition is exciting, but it's the games that you live for. The moments, the matchups. If you can't get up for those games, then you're probably in the wrong profession. So, in the midst of it, it's just a lot of fun.
Another basketball note Monday, and probably no surprise to PC Friar fans, Bryce Hopkins was named Big East Player of the Week. The sophomore putting together an all-time performance for Providence in last Tuesday's double OT win over Marquette with 29 points and 23 rebounds. Hopkins and the Friars are back on the court Thursday night at 6:30 when PC looks to move to 3-0 to start Big East play. They're at Butler. Again, hope everyone had the chance to enjoy the holiday with friends, family, and loved ones. That's your look at sports. I'm Nick Coy. Have a great night.
There's never been a better time to get away. With a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. With America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry in to get our best deals of the season. Get in and get away. Get 0% APR plus bonus cash on 7 of our most popular 2023 models, or sign and drive one home. Hurry, offers end January 3rd.
Planet Fitness, you can still join a gym in 2022 sale. Now through December 30th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, and you can still do that thing you said you do 11 and a half months ago. All with no commitment, cancel anytime. Get tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. It's not too late. This can still be your year. Simply join through the free PF app for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and pay nothing until January 17th. Hurry, deal ends Friday, December 30th.
Hi, this is Jim Dussault from Dussault and Zeta Law. If you've been injured in an auto accident or injured at work or in any other type of accident, call me today for a free consultation. Now, here's the difference. When you call my office, you will speak with me, not a paralegal. I personally review each and every case. Since 1990, Dussault and Zeta has collected over $100 million for our clients. So call me today or Google me at Dussault and Zeta Law, and you'll speak with me.
The holidays are for making memories, and you can count on Honda to help you make them. Whether it's in a capable Ridgeline, adventurous CR-V, a rugged Passport, or a dynamic Pilot, start making memories of your own with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Hey, you. It's that time of year again.
Football, baby!
When it's okay to get a little carried away for football. To feel all the Week 18 feels for football. It's okay to do this, or even that.
Eagles. I don't know what that is.
And it's definitely okay to get wild on Wild Card Monday. So if you want to waddle, sauce, chase, and cheese, it's all okay. Why? Because this is playoff season.
Hi, I'm John DeLuca. From all of us here at ABC6, happy holidays.
We love a happy ending and a great dog story. So how about this? An abandoned dog in San Francisco got an early Christmas present this month, a forever home. So the dog's new name is Polaris. That'll make sense in a second. He was left at the San Francisco airport by an international traveler who decided that they didn't want to keep traveling with their dog. According to the San Francisco Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, United Airlines employees cared for the pup while it completed its requirements so it could stay in the U.S. Polaris was adopted by United Airlines captain, and the airline threw an adoption party earlier this month. The company also has donated $5,000 to support the San Francisco SPCA.
Thank you for watching ABC6. For news and weather anytime, go to abc6.com or download the ABC6 News app.